Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Pro Wrestling Logic YouTube channel and the Superstars of Wrestling Review series. We are moving quickly through the month of January 1991. We don't have everything in 91. I think there's about 35, 40 episodes of Superstars available that I found in 1991. And we're going to run through those. Got the beginning of 92 as well. We're going to do as many of these as I can find. So, anyway, that's the goal. But we've got a new WWF champion coming into this episode, obviously. That is Sergeant Slaughter, which they do a pretty big deal of highlighting that match. Warrior comes out, and then they do a lot of, literally at least a quarter of the show is dedicated to that whole match. Sherry basically says that she wants a match for the Macho King, Macho Man. Post this, Warrior says no. She basically flirts with the Warrior, tries to seduce the Warrior live on stage. Warrior tells her to go away in no uncertain terms. That promo takes about 5 minutes. She's literally down on her knees begging before the Warrior. Warrior's smirk about this is hilarious if you're open to it. Just awesome comedy there. Anyway, so the highlights of the Sergeant Slaughter match is they're surprised that in 1991 they were allowed to show as much of this match as they do. Warrior, comes in, double clothesline, takes down Slaughter and company. Ultimately, Warrior off the ropes a little bit, sends Slaughter up and over, chokes him out with his own Iraqi flag, sticks the flag in the mouth. Slaughter takes a big back body drop, goes flying up into the lights, clotheslines and the like. Ultimate Warrior is, and they only show about 2 or 3 minutes of the match. Savage runs down, uses his scepter, knocks the Warrior completely for a loop. And Savage tries to get Warrior to give chase to him beforehand. That enables the Warrior to lose, Slaughter to win, and there also is the promise to Savage that Slaughter has promised he will be the number one contender for the championship. Savage was never given what he believes to be a fair and just rematch for the championship, or matches with the Warrior anyway, even though they did them on house shows. Jacques Rougeau, otherwise known as the Mountie, up here. Mountie is the Canadian Mountie. Jacques Rougeau, of course, one half of the Rougeau brothers with his brother Raymond, who has retired. He is playing a Canadian mounted police officer here. Kind of a tacky gimmick if you think about it, but several kicks and punches and military or police carotid type holds here. He makes his way through, choke slams him down 1, 2, 3, and kind of gets all he can get on that. And takes him out, threatens to use the shock stick, reads in the riot act and the like. The move towards the Hart Foundation, talking about Power and Glory, talking about being one of the best teams in the area, up and coming, and they are pretty intense. Talks about being multi-time tag team champions. The Barbarian talks about still wanting to get his hand on the Bossman even post Royal Rumble, and the Barbarian still wearing a fur jacket. Legion of Doom out here by 91. They end up moving up the ranks a little bit more. They, of course, win the titles at SummerSlam, but here they're kind of men without a place to go, really. A big power slam by Animal. Animal always known for that, more the power. Hawk more the speed. Drops the elbow, does Hawk, and then, or does Animal, and then they kind of go into a more, I don't even know that I'd say traditional, but Hawk comes in, uses his brand of merriment. The Doomsday Device 1, 2, 3. Undertaker talks about in the area of the event center talks about the death being something that's necessary. Tugboat wants to get even with whomever is in his way. We kind of move forward. The fans of the WWF talk about their disgrace over Slaughter potentially winning. Hogan promises that his drive to defend the honor of the American people at all was what led him to win the Royal Rumble as a whole. British Bulldog in an enhancement match post the commercial break. I think it's, well, no, it's not Tom Stone, but anyway, regardless, Bulldog with a little bit of brawling, headbutts, punches, and the like, but also hits the big power spots, including the power slam and the vertical suplex. Bulldog goes into a summer series with Mr. Perfect, or actually a spring series. Rick Martel still pretty big deal here. Jake Roberts hasn't gotten even with him. Martel being mentioned here because he has an enhancement talent match. Takes the enhancement talent down and manages to go heads up with him. You know, shin breaker, shin crusher, works the leg a little bit, and that is that. Working the leg eventually leads to Martel, former AWA champion and former WWF multi-time tag team champion, hooking the Boston Crab, getting the win. Earthquake manages to talk about wanting to crush everybody, including Hogan, Tugboat, and everybody else. The Bushwhackers talk about moving things forward for themselves. And then we have a promo for Saturday night's main event where Duggan is the number one contender for Slaughter's new championship. So we're kind of going to move through that. Duggan promises to defend the Americans' honor, and that is a Saturday night's main event match, but that will close us for January 1991. We'll be back with some of February, and until next time, keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment.